Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Very interesting finding myself here, and I decided to go live this evening. The other night, I got a phone call and was asked to sort of softly inform the community that there was a police involved shooting. And I believe that was on Saturday evening, and a life was lost. Allegedly, there was I believe, domestic violence situation. The police showed up, and a police officer was stabbed, and some other officers were injured. And here we are, 72 hours later, and the pieces are coming together. My understanding is from different sources from the community that at around 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning, residents in the area of Ferndale and Norfolk Street in Dorchester were told to sort of lock their doors and stay in the house, sort of shelter in place. And then throughout the day, I've seen different live videos, got a couple of texts with a couple of videos and pictures of, my understanding is for lack of better words, there was a hostage situation, and the police were called, and it's been a standoff most of the day. And then the news is starting to report that there were two policemen shot, and also I don't like using the S word, so a man was shot. And I'm trying to verify. I've heard from a couple of sources that the young man has passed. And then I heard that NPR is saying that it was life-threatening injuries. However, there are people, this is literally, I can hear the sirens and the police. I can look out my window and traffic is backed up in a ridiculous manner. And so, as I said the other day, now, have we had two Black men shot by the police in the past 72 hours? Yes, we have. And that is very, very real. And as we have to wait, to some extent, we have to wait for the investigation. And as we said before, and as the district attorney was just on here yesterday telling us her process, BPD will not investigate themselves. This incident will be investigated by the district attorney's office. And as I said on Saturday, and I'm saying again today, I would encourage us as the community, those that move in action and activist and advocacy spaces, to do our best to wait for the district attorney to report to us what happened. It's asserted that this young man is coming back into the community from being incarcerated for some time. I understand that the news is reporting someone commented on a post that, there were some mental health issues. And so that leads to a bunch of other questions. What was reentry doing? Depending on when he got home, how long did he reach out? What was the reentry office doing with this young man? And the other piece is, and this is why we hold space often for men, and Carlos Enriquez talks about it. When it comes to mental health, this is why we push, we talk about, and we advocate for us Black people, men, to make an investment in yourself and address the issues that we deal with as men, and not knowing all the circumstances. But today I felt compelled to come and hold space for us again, to wait for this investigation? Is it absolutely real that many of us text phone calls like, yo, another police involved shooting 72 hours apart in Boston? So it leads to questions. It leads to making sure we hold the line around police reform. This reminds us that we need to stay involved. There's a transition going on in the city. When opportunities are made for residents to speak, speak. You also got to think about the people in the neighborhood. Like, I'm a couple of blocks up. I'm cool, whatever. But what about the people on the street? Are they going to get services? Will the trauma team reach out to them, make sure that they're aware of what's offered to them? This is a situation that happened from about 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning. My understanding is about an hour ago, it ended with 2 police officers being wounded. And I'm trying to get verification now whether the young man passed or not. And I keep looking at a couple of trusted news outlets to find out if that is the case. 72 hours, 2 police involved shootings. And so somewhere along the line, the police department needs to talk with the community about their policies and procedures. Also, this talk about having mental health clinicians along with the police officers to advise and again, this reportedly was some level of a hostage situation. So just stay on the lookout for the district attorney's statement. We have every right to inquire and want to know all the circumstances that led up to Saturday's situation and this situation. We have every right as a community to ask and to know, and within ethics, for them to tell us what went on. Simple as that. And so 2 police involved shootings over 72 hours, and not knowing all the details and circumstances of both. That's why I suggest, and I'm waiting on the cadence of the district attorney and what she reports in both of these cases. And so stay tuned for more information. I would suggest you check out Universal Hub. Some of the other papers sensationalize situations like this. And let's keep in mind, anti-reformists of police reform are going to try to use this, another situation, and also the reform extremists may try to use this as well. And so I'm just going to check the comments for 1 second. And everybody's praying. And so that's definitely what we need to be doing for our community, what we need to be doing for the officers, and what we need to be doing for the young man. And if this situation if it did end in his demise, pray for his family. If I get more information, I will let you guys know. But once again, we're back talking about a police involved shooting of a Black man, not knowing all the circumstances, but it just needs to stay on the radar. And we need to ask the questions. When the investigation happens, if there are questions remaining, we need to be able to ask them. And we have every right for them to be answered from top to bottom, from the district attorney, the commander in chief. We have a right to know.